Ladies and gentlemen, now that Judy Garland is back with us, we're in a position to satisfy the enormous demand you people have been making to hear Judy and Baby Snooks do their song from Everybody Sing. So here they are, Judy and Snooks singing Why Because.
Yoo-hoo, yahoo, yoo-hoo, yahoo, hello. What you doing, Snooks? I've been reading books. Well, put your books away and let's go out and play. Why? Because. Why? Because. I don't wanna. Well, you oughta. Let's play cops and crooks. I want to read my book. Don't be a baby, Snooks. Snooks, you mustn't cry. You're too big to cry. Why? Because. Why? Because. Grown-ups never cry. I saw Mommy cry. You did? Uh-huh. The time my Mommy saw my Daddy kiss the nice goodbye. Snooks. What? Can you do a sum? She taught me some. Snooks, how much is 2 and 2? 2 and 2 is 2 and 2. 2 and 2 are 4. Why? Because. Why? Because 1 and 1 are 2. So 2 and 2 are more. Snooks, you mustn't weep. You're too big to weep. Why? Because. Why? Because big girls never weep. I saw Daddy weep. You did? Uh-huh. The time my Mommy saw my Daddy walking in his sleep. Is you a girl or boy? I've known this little Lord Fauntleroy. Oh. What's a little Lord Fauntleroy? Little Lord Fauntleroy is a little boy. Oh. Why? Because. Why? Because a girl's a girl and a boy's a boy. Well, what's a little Lord Fauntleroy? I told you twice. You told me what? I told you twice. You told me what? Oh, Snooks, go back and read your books, because you're an awful nut.
You know, I guess it's true, at least it is in my home, that most men know what they like in coffee. And pretty often they say what they like, too. So tonight I'm going to say just a word or two on this point. It's this. If you haven't tried Maxwell House coffee lately, won't you get a pound tomorrow? Then serve it to your husband for a week. See if something like this doesn't happen in your home.
I'm glad you like this Maxwell House coffee, dear. I thought perhaps you might.
Perhaps? There's no perhaps about it. This Maxwell House is a real cup of coffee, the kind a man likes. Boy, there's body to it and flavor. You know you've had a cup of coffee.
Yes, you'll find that Maxwell House is the kind of coffee men like. Because it's got everything that men want in coffee. A flavor that's mellow and rich, and with a full-bodied goodness that brings you a feeling of warmth and well-being. Of deep-down, honest-to-goodness coffee satisfaction. That's what you get in a cup of Maxwell House coffee. And there are many reasons for it, besides the goodness that's in this superb coffee. First, we offer Maxwell House in 2 grinds. The regular grind for percolator or boiled coffee, and a special drip grind for all methods of making drip coffee. And then we pack Maxwell House in that airtight super vacuum can that brings the coffee to you roaster fresh. And no coffee can be fresher than that. And don't forget, those of you who have large families, you can also buy Maxwell House coffee now in an economical 2-pound can.
We present now a young man who is one of the most important people behind the scenes on our whole lot. You've seen his name on the screen hundreds of times, as he is a brilliant designer who creates the gowns for the glamorous ladies who star in MGM productions. And since his picture dresses of today often set the styles for all America tomorrow, I know that many of you will be interested in meeting him. Here he is, the incomparable Adrian.
Thank you, Bob.
Well, Adrian, now that you put in 6 or 7 months on the costumes for Norma Shearer's new picture, Marie Antoinette, do you think 18th century costumes will become popular all over again?
Well, I hardly think so. At least not as long as women drive their own cars.
Now, wait a minute. I thought we were talking about dresses. What's the connection between cars and costume?
Well, it's very simple, Bob. Imagine a girl in a skirt about 8 feet in diameter with good, solid hoops to hold it up, trying to shift gears in traffic.
Yes, I see what you mean. She'd have trouble getting in a phone booth, too, wouldn't she?
Absolutely. And if she did manage to get in, She'd very soon get tired of standing up because her dress would probably weigh 40 pounds.
40 pounds? Well, that is a lot of dress, maestro. Analyze that for us, will you?
Oh, half a dozen layers of heavy materials, a few pounds of brocade, a few square yards of silver ornament, 10 or 20 feet of hoops. It mounts up.
Yes, I imagine a dress like that would run into money, too. How about that?
Well, I should say that an elaborate evening gown of Marie Antoinette's time would cost from 10 to 15 times as much as an evening dress today. Such a dress could easily cost $2,500.
Well, there's something modern husbands can be thankful for. That'd be a nice item on a bill. One dress, $2,500.
Yes, but of course all these dresses were designed for a society far different from our own. In Antoinette's time, everyone was either very rich or very poor.
Yes, that's true. I imagine Louis XVI could look at a bill like that and never bat an eye. But say, what about those fancy hairdresses I've seen all around the lot? Those beautifully powdered wigs. Aren't they from Antoinette, too?
Yes.
Well, do you think they have any chance to start a Vogue?
Well, I really doubt it, Bob. It was hard enough for Marie to start the Vogue 200 years ago. Some of her headdresses were so high, they had to cut the tops out of carriages to make her comfortable. And that would be pretty drafty in a limousine doing 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, tell me, Adrian, wasn't it a little tough for Norma Shearer to get used to those 40-pound dresses and wigs 3 feet high?
Well, it was difficult, Bob. In fact, she told me after her first day of fittings that she didn't think she'd be able to go through with a picture. But here's a funny thing. After a few weeks of working in the 18th century costumes, she told me she felt completely unnatural in modern clothes.
Is that so? Well, just shows what the ladies can get used to if they try.
It also shows what men can get used to. At least the ladies don't have mechanical windmills and mechanical flying birds on their hats today.
Let me have that again, please, will you?
Well, in the 18th century, the women weren't satisfied with hairdresses 3 or 4 feet high. They decorated them with complete barnyard scenes with mechanical windmills and tiny mechanical cows and so on.
With sound effects?
Well, only an occasional scream when a lady's head dress stuck to the top of a doorway.
I can imagine. Well, it's nice to know that the insane hats of 1938 are not the farthest north in fashion's history.
Well, Bob, I've got to be getting back to work.
Oh, Adrian, before you go, I wish you'd do me one favor.
Sure, Bob. What is it?
Well, the fellows on the program heard you were coming up here tonight, and we got into an argument which one was the best dressed, you know. Would you give us a style rating?
Well, now, that's really not quite in my line, Bob.
Oh, now, come on. We'll keep it strictly private.
Well, all right. I'd say offhand, from a quick glimpse I got, that the best dressed man here is undoubtedly Meredith Wilson.
Oh.
Of course, you run him. You run him a very close second, Bob. In fact, I'd put you first, except I admire those beaver hats Meredith wears.
Beaver hats? He doesn't wear any hats, Adrian. That's his hair.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, who would you rank third, Adrian? Hanley Stafford or Ted Pearson or...
Just a minute. Who are those two men talking over there?
Oh, well, that's the janitor and Frank Morgan.
Well, I'll give him third.
What? You're giving third place to Frank Morgan?
No, I meant the janitor.
Oh.
Well, so long, Bob. See you later.
Thanks for coming over, Adrian.